My father didn't tell me how to live. He lived and let me watch him do it. Clarence Buddington Keeland.
I'm married to one wife. I have two exceptional daughters and one son born recently. They are my pride and joy, and I'm so happy to be a father, and fatherhood is one of the journeys that I've enjoyed most in my life.
All fathers are passionate about something. What are you passionate about?
I think I'm passionate to see my children grow up enjoying our family, enjoying our times together, and having real experiences they can look back to and think about my role as a father and think about how I've nurtured them and how I have been a good father to them. Some of the things that I enjoy the most about being a dad is spending time with my kids. Some of the best times that I've spent with my two daughters is playing in the garden, picking up leaves or flowers, doing simple things that they enjoy and really getting into their world. I recall talking to one of my friends and they said, how do you really get into this? And I said, come to their level, do what they want to do, and you will have the most fun imaginable. The other thing that I enjoy very much is my son is 7 months old. Every day I take him for a bath and we have the most amazing times just playing in the water and being together. And I find that is the time that I have to bond with him. And I find that now when he sees me enter the room, he lights up, he wants to play. And these are the simple joys that one has after a stressful job, talking to bosses. And sometimes, with this work from home culture, I'm coming out of a meeting at 6 p.m. and I'm dashing to go and give him a bath. And it helps, to break the stress of where you're coming from to get back into family life. So I'm really passionate about spending time with them and just enjoying who they are and the people that they are becoming. With my daughters, what we also do every night is we have prayer time by the bedside, and I always try and teach them a Bible verse each week. So we have a game that we play where I say the first word of the Bible verse and they have to recite the Bible verse. So we enjoy these learning experiences that we have. The other thing that I'm passionate about is, as I said, I enjoy spending time with my kids, is going on holidays. And we've had the most amazing holidays. And my children always say to me, Dad, when are we going back to that place? We really had so much fun. And when you come into our house, you'll see pictures of the places that we've been to together. And it creates these memories that, even if they grow up and they are far away, there is something that connects us together. It's the small experiences that we've shared and how the small joys of maybe sitting on a beach together and making a sand castle or jumping into the water and swimming together. So these are some of the things that I've been passionate about and that I've really loved about being a father.
As kids, we all grow up with house rules. What are one or two of your guiding principles as a dad?
Being with the children, one of the things that I see in them is that they really look up to me, not just as a father, but just as a guiding figure. And I know my daughter always has these quizzes for me and says, Dad, do you know everything? And I said, I think I know most things. And then she says, so Dad, what's 100 plus 100? Because she thinks it's a big number. And I say, it's 200. And she says, Dad, how do you know all these things? So some of the guiding principles I think I find with the kids is just really putting a lot of life lessons into play so that they don't look at the times that we spend together as times when you are teaching them the rules and you're trying to be very formal. But within the context of everything that we're doing, if we're playing a game, just to teach them a few life lessons. And I always say to them, you see, your mom works so hard, why don't we help and pick up things? And then we make it a game and we try and have fun doing it. So I try and, some of the guiding things that I would say in terms of my interactions with them is really trying to be a part of their lives, but not being overbearing as a parent in terms of formality and discipline, but in the process, in whatever we're doing, to bring the discipline through the various things that we're doing together. One of the things they love is they love surprises, so giving them presents and everything. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll say, okay, we want to do a surprise for mom, and then we'll say, let's go to the shops, let's buy this, let's buy that. But in the process, what I notice, especially about girl children, is they're very sensitive and they're very nurturing. So I find my oldest daughter, Noku, enjoys that so much. She really loves making other people happy and surprising them with things. But in the process, the life lesson that I hope that she's learning is really just to be loving towards people, being giving. And that is demonstrated in the way that I hope that we're interacting and doing these little games that we play together, and I'm able to teach them and to guide them in certain things. What's also important to me is laying a foundation biblically for them. And I always say to them, guys, we need to go to church. We need to, learn. So every time, so what I've been doing of late is, because now we are working remotely and church is remote, is to get the lesson and we go through it together. Then I ask them a few questions, and I find they really enjoy it. And when you then ask them, oh, so what did you learn about the golden rule? Do unto others as you'd like done unto you. So what does it mean for you? What happened at school today? Did you do? So we find, I find that the principles of just teaching life through living life is important to me, especially at the age that my children are at. I think that's very important. And also, what I've learned about nurturing, especially for the little children, is that you might think they know very little, but they respond in ways that they are picking up a lot of things, a lot of cues from the way that you are relating to them. And so I really try and spend a lot of time nurturing and guiding in that way.
What is one challenge you feel all fathers face?
I think the most difficult part for me, given the way I relate, particularly to my daughters, is when I have to discipline them. The times are rare, but when it does happen, I find that I probably hurt more than they do when I have to give them an element of discipline. And the reason for that is because I can tell in their eyes that sometimes they're sorry, but they don't understand the lesson, but the lesson still needs to be taught. And I think getting, how I overcome that challenge is understanding for myself that it's necessary to give them that discipline and that it will hold them in good stead in the future. And I've seen at those times, after I've, a disciplining moment, they are hugging me, they're expressing their apology or how sorry they are, but in a way that only a child can express. I must say, fatherhood has been one of the greatest journeys of my life. I really enjoy what it has taught me and how it has developed me as a person. And I find that it is one of the most enjoyable things that anyone could ever do. It's a great responsibility, but one which I cherish. And I also cherish the fact that in a marriage, two people come together and they make this journey all the more enjoyable. So I must say to all the fathers out there, enjoy Father's Day. Let us celebrate fatherhood. Let us celebrate our marriages, and let us celebrate the journeys that we go on with our partners as we raise these little children in the way of the Lord.
Econet Wireless, inspired to change your world.